Hello, kids. Here we are again. Pee-wee Scouts, Cookies and Crutches by Judy Delton and illustrated by Tiegreen. Chapter 5, Cookie Badges. On Tuesday, almost everyone brought a cookie to the meeting. Some looked like submarines, some looked like brown buttons, some looked like dog chewies, but none looked like chocolate chip cookies. Today we will try again, said Mrs. Peters. Right here, I will not help. I will just watch. Put in only what it says on the paper. That was our mistake, whispered Sonny. We put in too much other stuff. We did too, said Molly. I didn't, said Rachel, in her running shoes. Then why were your cookies so yucky? Asked Roger. They weren't yucky, Rachel said. They just didn't get done. I didn't bake them long enough. Dough-face, said Roger. You're the girl who eats raw dough. Dough-face, raw cookie, monster, Rachel. Rachel stuck out her tongue at him. Each scout had his or own bowl. They had their own measuring cups. They had only the right cookie things. Mrs. Peters watched them as they made their cookies. She put them into the oven. She set the timer. This time all the cookies turned out. Some were big and some were small. Some were square and some were round. Some were oblong. But they were all soft and warm and had melted chocolate chips in them. Each scout gave Mrs. Peters a cookie to taste. Wonderful, she said. She passed out the cookie badges. The badges were shaped like big cookies. The scouts pinned them onto their scout kerchiefs. Then they ate their cookies while Mrs. Peters told them about plans for a skating party. It was a special party. The scouts were all supposed to bring their dads. Everyone looked at Tim Noon. He didn't have a dad. Neither did Lisa Ronning or Sonny Betts. If you don't have a dad, Mrs. Peters was saying, you can bring a brother or an uncle or even a friend. Yikes, said Rachel. I get to wear my new figure skates. Molly didn't have skates. Mary Beth had some, but they were black. Her big brother had outgrown them. You can always borrow skates or rent skates if you don't have any, said Mrs. Peters. I have some, Mrs. Peters called Rachel from across the room. They are white figure skates. I won't have to borrow or rent any, she said. Fine, Rachel, said Mrs. Peters. Rachel stood on her toes and made skating motions as if she were already on the ice. Show off, muttered Roger. I'll bet your skates are dumb. My skates are what the stars wear. To skate on TV. My skates are what the stars wear to skate on TV, said Rachel, with her hands on her hips. A hex on your skates, whispered Molly with her eyes crossed. You shouldn't do that, kids. That's not right. Anyway, and a hex on chocolate chip cookies, said Mary Beth, moaning. I ate too many. I don't want to ever see a cookie again in my whole life. Okay, so here we have that's Rachel with her hands on her hips, and Mary Beth, and Roger. So here we are. This is Pee Wee Scouts, Cookies and Crunches. Judy, Delton. So that's the latest chapter. Okay, kids. See you next time.